What is up, everybody? Welcome to Byte Logic. Today I got a special treat for you. We are going to be talking about habits that will set you apart in the industry. We're going to be talking about three main things here for our habits. That is commenting, when and where to do it at the absolute base level, breaking your code up into functions, and this has to do with having a mainline logic and making your code easier to follow, and then having a clear starting point for your code. You can see ours right here. I'm very excited to get into it, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to start off, I always use a template, and it's something that I've found really changes the game for me. It'll really help get you on that next level of Python programming quick. And my template is always two functions and some global variables that I'm going to use most likely throughout the rest of my program. So my two functions are my start function. So we'll say start. We're going to pass it because we're going to come right back to it. And my second function is always main. So we'll say main here. Oop, if I can spell here. We'll pass it because we'll come right back to it. And then the final thing I do regarding functions here is I always use a start condition to call them. So we'll say if function name is start, then call start and main. So we'll say start here and main here. Now, if you are new to Python, I can explain this for you really quickly. So def is always how you define a function because you are defining a process that the program will run internally. So these are little things that you can call and it will run all the code contained in this function. And this little if statement is basically saying if the program sees this value, this start value, contained in a function while the program reads from top to bottom, it's going to do the following. So it's sitting here reading mainline template, and then it says start. Oh, we found it. So then it's going to call this function and it's going to call this function in that order. So this is how I'm starting off every time. I always look at this and I start feeling great. Automatically I'm in a headspace where we're starting off clean. We have clear defined functions for everything. We're doing great. So that's always a great feeling when you're starting off. You want to have that clean mind to go forward. The next thing I do is I always make this little line break variable. And it's kind of odd, but you'll see here in a second, line break. And it's literally because my shift key and my backspace key are far enough apart that it's annoying to move my pinky finger. So I do line break equals new line times 2. And this just kind of sets me up so that instead of having to move my pinky finger and kind of mess up my flow, I can really just type line break and we're all good to go. So the next thing I do there is I make a little variable called title. And this one is because I often, very commonly find myself doing this. And what this is basically is it's saying this string times 100. So it's going to take that equal sign and it's going to say equal sign 100 times in a row. And it usually just makes a nice little line so that you can clearly cut off sections of your code. Makes it look really good for those who are not used to Python and when you have to explain things. It just really helps you out. So getting into the start function here, obviously the first thing we're going to do is import these little variables. So we'll say global line break, and then we'll say global title. And this allows us to use these variables in this function right here. So that's always usually the first thing I do. The next thing I do is I'll make a little print function to kind of grab the user's attention and say, hey, we're starting now. So we'll say starting program, put the 3 little dots there. And then we'll add our line break here. So line break, and then we'll say title. Boom. Okay, so that's looking good. Yeah, we're starting off strong. So the next thing I normally do is I'll make a little input section to make sure we have the user's attention and make sure they are able to interface with the command line or, the idle or whatever you're using to run your Python program. So I'll usually do like a little line break. Then we'll say press enter to continue. So press enter to continue. And I like these three little dots. They look they look nice. So then we'll say a little line break after that. And then a weird thing I like to do is I add these three little carets. It just looks cool. There's no other reason than that. You definitely don't have to do any of that. So since we're done with that, we can go ahead and delete this pass because we are not passing the function anymore. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the mainline function here. So let's import our variables again. I'm going to go ahead and copy paste that. And then I'm not really sure what we want the main function to do. Right now we'll just we'll print hello, and then we will move on. So we'll keep it right like that right there. Let's go ahead and run it and we'll see what we're looking at. So let's come up here, we'll run it. Alrighty, we're looking good. Start program, we see that. It's looking nice. We see our little 100 equals sign title there, and then press enter to continue. So we're making sure we're grabbing the user's attention. We say our hello, and then we are done with the program for now. So let's go ahead and let's comment, because commenting is the lifeblood of those who have to do peer reviews. And a good rule of thumb is every time you define a function, make sure you comment right above it what it does, because that will really provide that clarity to your team. Or even if you're just trying to show your code to your boss, it'll really help them understand it in the same way that you do. And that's just another habit that's going to set you apart from your coworkers, So for this one, we'll say start function, and this just provides a visual reference to the user of where to start. So we'll say provides a visual point of start. Okay, that's our short and sweet comment for that one. Clearly stating what it does, but not being too drawn out. For the main function, we'll say, mainline logic, if I can spell here. And then we'll say this is kind of like the command center for the rest of the functions, so we'll probably say exactly that. Command center to call all other functions. And then we have our start condition, so we'll say start, let me make sure we comment here. Start condition, and this is the point of start for the program, so we'll say starting point in the code. All right, so for me, this is how I start just about every program. This is just an easy way to start it out. It gets you in the right headspace of knowing where you're at and having a clear path forward. And this will really boost you to the next level. It'll really set you apart from the competition. So let's go ahead. Let's do a little line break here just for funsies. Actually, we'll add one before it as well. And we'll go ahead and run this and we'll see what we're looking at. So we'll run it up here. Starting program. We got our little title section here. Press enter to continue. We got our hello. And then we are done. All right, we are looking great. That just about sums it up. This is a template you can always use. Always copy paste it right at the start of your program, and you can build your mainline logic from here. So thanks for stopping by. Alrighty guys, so that wraps it up for the video. Thanks for stopping by. Just a quick recap. We talked about commenting, how you should do it at the start of just about every function and sometimes in the content within. Talked about breaking our code up into functions and how this will help create a mainline logic that is easy to follow. And we've talked about having a clear starting point so that other people trying to troubleshoot your code know where to start. So that sums it up, and as always, happy coding.